Holly Ross.
It's so good to see you.
Good to see you.
Excellent. Well, I can't believe we actually get 5 minutes together at the Bridge Conference.
Yeah, that's fabulous. Huh?
All right, so Beth, you wrote a chapter for our book, Managing Technology to Meet Your Mission. Nice. And your chapter was on ROI, or return on investment.
Yes, it was.
Can you give us a definition?
Oh, okay. Return on investment is sort of more than how much you invested minus what you made is your net return.
Mm-hmm.
And the chapter is encouraging people to think a little bit more broadly about that, so that you're looking at not just the costs, but you're really looking at what the benefits are of the technology.
Mm-hmm.
You're translating that into some sort of value, and then you do your financial equations. And also taking a look at using ROI either before you make the investment, or you can use it after the investment,
mm-hmm.
or you can use it and actually use it in a way like have a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not quite sure. So you do a pilot, you have some metrics that you're going to test with, and then you decide whether or not it's worth rolling out organizational wide. For example, some organizations have done that with mobile laptop programs. Instead of getting mobile laptops for all staff, they might do a small pilot with a half a dozen staff and see what are the cost savings, what are the gains and efficiencies of this, and does it make sense for us to roll this out program-wide or organization-wide.
Okay, so there is an equation part of it, but then there is this other stuff you have to sort of factor in. It can be hard for people to measure what the efficiencies are, that come out of a mobile laptop program. How might they measure that, and what other intangibles should they account for in their equation?
Great. Well, there's actually, so benefits are both intangible and tangible. And we know that tangible is something that can be measured, like you get on the scale and it tells you how much you weigh. Or
Let's not talk about the scale,
I know, we're not going to talk about that.
Right.
But in the case of an organization, that's mostly dollars or time saved. And that's really straightforward, easy to measure, easy to see. But there are also intangibles, and most of those are behavioral oriented. And that could be, if staff is more efficient and saving time using the mobile laptops because they're not running back and forth between the satellite site and the home office, then they're happier and morale improves, and that contributes to being more efficient. But it's an intangible thing that there isn't necessarily a measurable unit unless you may do some sort of survey that looks at how happy people are before the laptops and how happy they are afterwards. And those intangible things, while they can't be easily linked to dollars, I think they can be really, really important to the success of the project and ultimately your organization.
Okay, so you want to report the results of this sort of equation, right? Like, it nets out that we save $100 a month, but you also want to report in all those intangible factors and take those into consideration.
Yes, and that gets into the qualitative information, and this is when you're, an ROI processes this kind of analysis, but also you need to report and communicate it to decision makers. So the numbers are really important, but also the stories and the anecdotes, and shaping, understanding your audience and what they'll respond to. Like if you have a ED that wants to see the numbers, you might lead with the numbers.
Right.
But usually the story still.
And why do you've done a lot of work in ROI, why are you so attached to the topic?
That's such a good question.
Excellent.
Question. I don't know, there's something about metrics, and there's something about the analytical process that I find really attractive, the geeky side of me. And then also the qualitative piece and the story collecting is also one of my favorites.
Okay.
So,
and why don't you think more nonprofits do ROI analysis or do this kind of measurement? What's stopping them? Yeah.
Maybe there's a fear of measurement. What's going to happen if the ROI isn't good?
What if it's negative?
Yeah. Or also, I think there's the time issue that it does take some time. It doesn't, and I think that's the art. Is the ROI. It shouldn't take more time to do the ROI process than it does to do the project, or cost you more. So the important thing is to be really streamlined in your data collection and in your analysis.
And integrate it into the program so that you are doing that data collection as you go and not trying to stop and do it at the end.
Yes, so you don't have this overwhelming, collect it as you go and analyze it as you go.
All right, cool. Well, thanks for taking a few minutes to talk ROI with us.
Great. I look forward to the online summit in September, right?
That's right.
Yes.
I'll see you there if I don't get to see you at another conference first.
All right, and in the meantime, buy the book.
Oh, Beth, I love you.